I have a joke that I tell people whenever I turn a bike over to them that I've restored for them. I tell them it's guaranteed for life. As long as I'm alive, it's guaranteed. The sad implication being, of course, that there's fewer and fewer of us who have this specialized body of service knowledge, not to mention the tools, some of the specialized tools and the parts that you need for these sorts of things. So again, that's my particular focus, is restoration. And I found that even some of the early mid-70s Raleighs, the custom colors that they introduced to try to be more competitive, once they got past that sort of Henry Ford, any color you want but it's black sort of thing. A lot of those bikes even, although they aren't as collectible as say a pre-war Raleigh or something like that, they can be very, very nice when they're tricked out right. And I even go so far as to retrofit them, you know, if they have the crummy brake stamp steel brake handles, and I have some of the nice cast ones, I'll retrofit them with the older cast ones, rebuild the wheels with stainless steel spokes interlaced so you have a stronger, better, truer wheel. I'm a big advocate of putting larger rear sprockets on them. A common complaint about Raleighs is, well, you have a low gear that isn't a low enough and a high gear that's too high, and so putting a 22 tooth rear sprocket on there solves that problem very neatly. Another way of solving that is a 4 or 5 speed hub, and that's something I specialize in. This particular bike has a 4 speed in an aluminum alloy shell, which weighs exactly the same as a steel shell 3 speed. So you get an extra bottom gear, an extra low gear, which is very nice. The trigger on this is very interesting. It's the older style trigger with the little window, has a H for high, an N for normal, L for low, and a B for bottom. That's the 4th gear you get out of the 4-speed. This particular bike is a 68 Raleigh. Again, not considered especially collectible, but I painted it myself in a 50s vintage color. The Super Lentons had a burgundy metallic this color that I managed to match pretty closely. So aluminum alloy rear shell, 4-speed, 22 tooth cog, retrofit old style trigger, nice Brooks B66 saddlebag, the chrome saddlebag support, which is original Brooks product. This molded metal rack was a factory feature of the top of the line Raleighs. This one is a Superbe.
Is that made by Brooks too?
No, it isn't. It's just part of the Raleigh Combine. Well, Brooks was eventually taken over. It was an in-house subsidiary of Raleigh along with the Sturmey Archer hubs. And I'll turn it around. This one also has the locking hub, and like most people with locking hubs, I don't have the key. But it sure looks nice, that keyway there. Yeah. Decorative R nuts. It has the front dyno hub and the original headlamp and tail lamp. The Raleigh aluminium, as the British say, kickstand with the Raleigh crest on it. This is a very nice kickstand because this wedge piece here locks into the bottom of it so it doesn't twist. You don't have it banging into your crank arm, or you don't have it rubbing into your spokes. And you can also tighten it down without it crushing your bottom tubes, which is not as nice as, which is much nicer than the ones that act like a vise. The pump is a real collector's piece. This is something from a 50s Raleigh. It's aluminum, painted black with the Raleigh crest on it. Very collectible, very nice, and given the black and burgundy color scheme of the thing, I think it complements the rest of the machine very nicely.